This is everything in between. This is everything in between.
Welcome to Everything in Between at Studio 86, where we talk about music and everything in between. So, let's get into it with our hosts, Patrice, TC, Michelle L, and Big Moose. There he is. Look at him.
There he is.
Thank you to our followers, new and old. We appreciate you. We are very pleased to welcome Stephen Labadie to EIB Chat. Stephen is a professional sound engineer for live events and post-production. He has been a sound engineer for over 10 years, is the owner and operator at soundlab.ca, and has worked on a variety of live events, film, TV, and corporate commercials. Stephen, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for being
Welcome.
here. Appreciate you being in and just
First
giving
guest in the studio.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
We've had
Yes, yeah.
Look at that.
we've had two video chats, and you were our first live one to be in the
Very
studio.
cool.
So
Yeah,
definitely
so
welcome. It's very
welcome.
exciting.
Thanks. Cool place.
And before we get into discussions, we want to start with the fresh drop check-in. So this is just what you've been listening to in the last couple of weeks or so. Yeah, so just band, artist, orchestra, anything.
On the way here, I was getting into, I used to listen to a lot of dubstep when I was a kid, like in the 2000s. So I was starting to get back into that. So I was listening to like Mala, Koki, like a bunch of like dark type of stuff. What else? I go all over the place. So I go from like dubstep, techno to jazz to punk. It's just it's weird. Like, if you're in the car with me, you'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So I'm probably Bad Not Good. They're Toronto based.
Okay.
A really good band.
Yeah.
Who else? Dubfire. You're probably like, who's this guy talking about? Flatliners, because they were at
Flatliners. I like Flatliners.
They were at
Flatliners.
Bond a couple weeks ago. So now I was just listening to them nonstop. Started listening to Arkells because they were at Bond a couple days last Friday. I'm not sure when this is going to broadcast, but so listen to more Arkells. But yeah, just whatever I feel like I'm in the mood for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you find the mood changes
that.
from like when you drive to when you're working, or does it kind of just vary?
It
There's no
really-
rhyme or reason kind of thing.
It just whenever I feel like it, like when I get into like silly like taxes or I have to scan all the receipts and stuff like that, I listen to like dark techno. I don't know, just because it's just like it's quick. I'm like scan receipt, scan, okay, boom, 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 and it's just constant like constant noise that just keeps me working faster. And then just whatever
Well,
I
I'm
feel
sure
like.
with doing taxes, you just want to get that over
Oh
as quick
gosh,
painless and quick as possible kind of thing.
yeah.
So,
especially the receipt part.
oh geez,
for
I
sure.
can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So Michelle L, kind of what have you been?
So we'll go from from the last episode where I was on my Avenged kick, and that has slowly rolled me into my Metallica kick lately.
okay.
So
All
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
TC?
Not so much music, but I've been on a Seinfeld kick lately. So I've been listening to this podcast called "This Podcast Is Making Me Thirsty,"
Okay.
and it's
Shut
cool.
up.
Yeah,
That
and
is
it's-
so cool.
It's a great podcast, and they interview all like the guests and everything they've had
is
on the
such a
show, the
cool
writers
name.
and everything.
Right on.
So yeah, I've kind of been like falling asleep to that. Like it's actually really cool shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
I love it. Yeah.
That is such a clever name for a podcast.
It is.
Like coming from that show.
And they're
like,
good. They're good too. Like sometimes those podcasts when they get a guest on, and then they'll be like, "Oh, let's go into your background and stuff." Like right from the get go, they're just like, "All right, episode blah blah blah, this that." They just go right into it, and it's cool. And then
That's
they have
fantastic.
so
Nice.
I watched
Right
the
on.
guy was. What was his name? The accountant, the cokehead accountant. He was the last guy. They had him as a guest, so I was like, this is pretty funny. Man.
Was he a
cool.
cokehead?
He wasn't, but like in the story in the show, he ended up being a cokehead.
oh, I
So,
love it.
so, yeah.
That's awesome.
And what about you, Patrice?
Yes.
I didn't remember. They're just getting more into their catalog. I just keep finding more and more songs that I really like by them. So, but yeah.
Nice.
And we also want to hear what our followers and listeners are listening to. I really don't know how to say this like any other way.
That's
What our
all right.
listen to is our listeners are listening to.
Good grammar.
Yeah, right? I
It
know.
makes good sense.
It makes they listen to music fun.
Yeah.
Stop saying listen.
Listen? What are you listening to?
Listen to you.
Yeah, there we go.
That's why she's talking like that. So now we want to get into discussion about what started you on your passion and your journey to sound to begin getting into sound.
My mom would probably better ask knowing this, but I've just been into it since the day I was born. I remember when I was a kid taking all the clock radios in the house and like tuning them to Q107 just to either make it louder or hear that one's coming at a different time. And anyways.
Oh, wow.
Really weird. I know.
No, not at all, man. That's cool.
But yeah, it's always been a key thing. I used to DJ when I was a kid, so I used to I collect a lot of CDs and stuff like that. All the family. So my dad has 6 brothers and sisters. So each of them have cousins. So I have cousins from them. And we would have family parties, pool parties, and I would bring my dad's ghetto blaster and just like play music all day for the family parties. And I just fell into it basically since then.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing.
I feel like every family needs one of you, though. Yeah. That just sounds awesome. That just sounds awesome.
Literally.
Right?
Yeah, like you can just hone in on those sounds and the fact that you took it from the radio and you really developed your ear almost from hearing the different sounds from the radio stations and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I was really cool. Like I was looking back at my childhood, and I had a lot of different music growing up. My mom's from England, so it was a lot of dance music. My dad is from Scarborough, a lot of rock music. And then my aunt was into rap. And she had this, what was it? I think it was she named her cars. Okay. I think the car was Carson. I don't know why. He had like a sub in the back, and like back in the day when they had like, when like, I think it was like the 2000s or whatever. No. Yeah, maybe the 2000s when people were stealing car stereos. You take the little thing off.
Yep.
So she had this like nice stereo system, and she had like a 5-stick disc changer in the back of this car. She's flipping through her CDs and picking the songs, and then we would just go on a cruise, like I can't remember where we're going. But she was just playing different rap songs, Mary J. Blige, like all that stuff.
Nice.
And I kind of like, I think I just grasped the different genres and just ate it all up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And how did you develop your expertise in concerts and event and engineering? Like what kind of brought you to making this into a profession?
It's hard to explain it.
Is
Like
it?
I said, I just fall into it. But I
Okay.
went to school. So I went to Trebas Institute in 2011, graduated in 2012. And then ever since then, I've just been in the industry. So I learned a lot in school, but also learned a lot more like out in the field. Before I went to school, I was went to Notre Dame in Ajax, and basically I was part of their tech crew. So I just learned a lot of stuff there
nice.
as well.
Yeah.
And let me know if I can go off topic. Because
Not
sometimes
at
I
all.
just like
No, do you
all
go
over the
wherever you
place.
want to go, man. We'll take this where you. It's your podcast.
Well, it's yours, but
Yeah,
it's not mine.
it's today. It is.
Yeah, so I just fell into it. Like I found I fell more into the film and television side of things. I watched, of course, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and they like the DVD set. They had like director's cut and the behind the scenes, and there was a section about sound design and how people make these sounds. Sound designer for Star Wars. He was walking around. He was on vacation, and he was basically hiking. And his backpack hit a guide wire of a big tower, and you hear the choo choo sound, and it was the guns from Star Wars.
No way.
The laser guns. So I'm like, that is amazing.
That is.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
So like I've been just basically trying. Like I have my phone, but I sometimes carry a recorder around, and I'm like that dude that's like recording a door closed because it sounds cool.
But that's where amazing stuff comes from, like you said.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
So that's basically what I got into, how I loved sound and just
No, you say that. Do you remember his name? The guy who
Ben
was-
Burt.
There, yeah, he's won like Oscars and
Yeah.
shit because he was revolutionized. Like when Star Wars came out, like the sound and stuff that came out, that was like people never like heard that. Like, he's like won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
He worked on like Jurassic Park, everything. Like,
Yeah.
he's worked on everything. I think he helped create the sound of the T-Rex on Jurassic Park, I believe, too.
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It was like a bear and like a lion and like,
Oh, yeah?
combined.
It
like,
is
it's
so
great.
cool to hear that
Yeah,
after the
like
fact,
the-
though, right? Like you hear it in the movie and
Yeah.
you just
You don't think anything
you
of
don't
it.
think anything
No,
of
you know?
it, right?
No,
But
like-
like to actually see all of this after, like behind the scenes, it's insane
Yeah,
what
just to hear the
actually
stories.
goes into it,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, like my parents, like in my studio once, and they watch a clip of a short film I was doing, and like they see how much layers of sound I'm putting into things. You're like, that made that? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah.
like no wonder you spend like your whole life in this dark hole of a studio just trying to make sounds for a short film and stuff like that, right? And they found they somewhat hate me too when it comes to films because I hear things now. There's a thing called the Wilhelm scream.
Yep.
I have a thing on my social media about the Wilhelm scream, and it's like a nod to sound designers, where like, hey, thanks for watching our film, and it's like in the worst spot ever. Ben Burt started actually, where one of I'm gonna screw up the names. The troopers.
Yeah, stormtroopers. Yeah,
Thank you,
where he
stormtroopers.
fell, yeah.
Fell and it's like yeah, and it's like the worst sounding ever, and it's like front and center.
Yeah.
And my parents pick that out now, and they pick out ADR lines. So like basically, this is probably going to ruin your listeners when they're watching it. But there's a wide shot of the actor. It's a camera shot like right around here, and you can see their cheeks moving, but it's not matching up to the vocals because they ADR'd that line. So they're trying to cut away from it. That's what I was talking about before.
Yeah.
To see their
Okay.
cheek move, and you're like, "That's an ADR move." Like, it's my parents hate me for that because they're the ones that are now picking it out.
they're
Yeah.
picking it out all the time.
'cause
They're
I'm
like,
picking
you
it
got
up
this
be-
for us.
Yeah, that Wilhelm scream. That's been like. Didn't they retire that too? I think they don't use it as much anymore.
No, they still use it.
they?
It's now in public domain.
Oh, public domain.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think it's in public domain now, so you can place it anywhere you want. Like you can make it your intro.
It's
If
true.
you
Yeah,
really
you
want
can.
to.
It's like, like you know if you hear it because you've heard it and seen it in so many movies. And
Oh my gosh!
television.
Now I'm gonna hear it.
Right.
Now we're gonna
When you
hear
hear
it.
it, you hear that
Yeah.
scream, you will know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's in everything.
And you think from just being in sound, like just you develop this like sense, like amazing sense of sound, of just picking up little stuff here and there, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
people think I'm nuts. 'Cause I'm like, did you hear that? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, no, it's just probably me.
You got to be a little bit nuts if you want to be really good at something. I think.
I think.
You
Oh,
have
that's
to
a
be-
great point.
yeah.
That's very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
very true.
Which is
That's a
good. That's why
point.
you're really good at it, right? So-
Yeah, for sure.
That's true. Yeah.
And talking about like the sound equipment technology, what do you kind of the stuff you use for live events when you're doing a concert or something like that? Like, what's the kind of the equipment? Like, not explain exactly what it is, but just kind of like a basic idea of what it is that you use.
For live sound, it varies. Everything's digital now. Back when I first started, it was analog board. So if it's like a 48 channel mixer, you have 48 full on channel strips, and you have a big like copper wire that has 48 channels. Now everything is done digital. So at Bond Street, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
We have 48 channels, and it's going through one Ethernet cable. Like the size of like this, like
That's
it's
insane.
it's crazy. It's crazy to me. We have redundant systems, of course, but it's 48 signals. that's 48 ins to mix, and then we have more like 12 channels out, all this stuff. I'm probably talking a bunch of craziness, but yeah, most of it, everything's digital. That I use. It's more versatile.
Okay.
Back in the day, you would have like racks upon racks of like compression, limiting, and all that stuff. Now everything is just like in a basic computer.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, all the equipment you used to have to do all that can be just compacted into like
It's
one whatever it is.
I do
they
small
use.
shows and I'm mixing on iPad.
That's crazy.
It's
That's insane.
yeah, it's crazy to me. It's I don't yeah.
But yet it's so cool.
It is. Yeah, it's
Like
amazing.
it's insane.
You know
Yeah.
what a computer used to be to what it is now.
Absolutely.
You know? What are some of the challenges you face with sound engineering from, say, a concert to a corporate event?
Yeah, the biggest thing for those two, it depends on who you're dealing with. Corporate, you have to deal with the how to deal with the corporate side of things, where it comes to like who is the boss in the situation, because you have agencies that hire myself to work for them, and then you have the client of the agency. So sometimes the client comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can you do this?" And like, I need to talk to my boss for the night. So it's like, it's a conflict type thing. When it comes to concerts, there's a lot more moving parts, I find.
Okay.
Like for me at Bond Street, I'm their technical director and front of house tech. So I basically production manage the whole entire show. So before the show comes in, I get the techno rider. I fulfill like all the rentals, talk about load in, load out, run of show, all that type of stuff. And then on the day, I'm also making sure my lighting tech is on time, and he or she is doing the scenes that need to be prepped, putting out fires that are not normal for shows that are corporate wise, because corporate I find is a lot chiller when it comes to like, it's just lavs, unmute, and then for bands is more moving parts, where you have like 10 or 11 people in the building that you have to make sure they're good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the corporate events would have been the opposite.
No,
You know?
I seriously thought the same. I thought it would have been opposite for sure.
No, it's I find the corporate is easy,
Really?
depending on the client. There's some
Depending on
That's
the
fair.
client.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
I've had
That's-
some
yeah.
like get me out of this place. I am done with this client.
Yeah.
Don't hire me
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Please lose my number.
I think you have that with any industry you're in, right? You just have
Absolutely.
those people that are just so difficult, and they won't want to learn what you do. They just want you to do what they say,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like, first of all, learn what I do, figure out what I do, and then maybe see if that's physically possible.
Well, and respect.
You
it.
know.
So we had some people. I have some clients in the past that don't understand, but understand, but don't understand the audio side of things, where they think they know because they rented a speaker for their family party.
Yeah.
And they got feedback. And they become pros or whatever the case may be. Then you have to balance the biting your tongue or tell him to fuck off in a nice way.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm getting pretty good at that.
Are you? Nice.
I think it runs in the family.
It's just it's all how you present it,
Exactly.
kind of to them, right?
Yeah.
So, and saying that too with the sound industry and concerts, like, what's changed over the years, and where do you kind of see this going with the, like you were talking about the technology, about 47, different channels going through one little wire. Like, where do you see it going from here?
I don't know. So I do small scale concerts. Like the concerts that most people go to are at the stadiums, right? You're paying $200-$300 for tickets. I'm more, the place I work at is a 1,200 cap room. So it's a decent size, a bigger venue than most other venues. Where it's going, right now, a lot of it's time coded. So basically, a lot of shows, not in the venue I work at, but I've seen shows that are time coded where they have backing tracks. Like for instance, we had Offset come into Bond Street, and some stuff was time coded where they have a set. It's a half an hour set, and once they press go, they're going for that whole half an hour, and the lights are programmed to that time code, and the lighting cues and the hair movements and all that stuff are all time cued, kind of like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, like, I don't know, I want to see more of the back end stuff, but everything is like to a T, and there's no margin of error. I don't know where, like, how much advanced, because I'm just, it's crazy what comes out. You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
The technology is already crazy to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how far it will come. It's gonna keep on going.
Oh, for sure.
Have you
Like-
ever run into like a situation like you say backing tracks and stuff like that, right? The backing vocal tracks and stuff like that. Have you ever run into a situation where they are off and you got to fix it live?
I don't. So basically, you have a playback engineer that deals with that. So they have multiple backups. So like I've seen people with 3 laptops. So then they have them all time. Once you press go on this I don't know. I'm not a playback engineer, so people are gonna laugh at me if I'm gonna say stupid shit. A time coded unit where when you press go, all 4 laptops are moving at the same time. So if one breaks down, they just press redundancy, go to B or whatever, and that will carry on the soundtrack while the main laptop
wow.
is moving. It's crazy.
So it's like a fail safe, basically.
Exactly. They sometimes have 3 or 4 laptops running Ableton.
That's a fantastic
It's-
idea.
Yeah,
but
no,
wow.
for sure. A backup
Yeah.
for a backup kind of thing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's incredible.
It's crazy.
Well, that's because you said you were talking about there's no room for error.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that kind of eliminates the errors.
Yeah.
Like you
know?
said, when you press play, it's
Yeah.
going. It's going.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
With film and television side, because I know a lot more about that stuff in that industry, we're doing this thing as Atmos, Dolby Atmos, it's basically, oh my gosh, 7.1, a bunch of speakers around the theater. I think it might maybe go into smaller venues, maybe have like a full Atmos rig in maybe in concert venues, maybe, I don't know. But that side of the world is getting upgraded a lot too. Like the Apple EarPods, they have the spatial hearing. That's basically Atmos, but like in their own way.
Yeah.
So like when you move around, you can hear sounds everywhere around your head. It's pretty cool. But film is constantly upgrading too.
Oh, wow. So the whole entertainment industry is just kind of blowing up with all these new technologies kind of thing, you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And speaking of that too, like you're not only a sound engineer, you also run Sound Labs. Or SoundLab, .ca.
Sound
I keep
Lab.
saying Sound Labs. I say it all
there's
the
no
time.
S.
I know there's no S. I don't know why. It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it's all good.
SoundLab.ca. And what services you provide through that?
So it's a post-production sound company.
Okay.
We do sound design, dialogue editing, re-recording, mixing, the whole gamut when it comes to post sound. Not scoring. I have a bunch of like a bunch of composers I deal with. I just don't have time to lay down a score, or I rather focus on the nerdy stuff. So yeah, we do corporate advertising, film, television, but yeah, and then live as well. But my Sound Lab, I do most of my main focus is post for film and television.
Cool.
So you're more focused on like film and television commercials, all that kind of stuff, than you are the live sound kind of thing.
For Sound Lab.
For the Sound Lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like facially, I advertise it as a post sound company.
Okay.
But then I also do a lot of live stuff on the side, but it's still under
It's
sound.
still,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's still underneath. Still use that umbrella, but I don't say like post sound and live sound because
Yeah.
yeah,
You don't want to limit yourself either.
yeah, exactly.
You know, you can really
Absolutely.
you open up to so many different possibilities with
Yeah.
that, right? So, and soundlab.ca, that's where you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, you don't tell me as I said it wrong. Oh my gosh.
It's all good.
There's a lot of room for error on our podcast. It's mostly with me.
I'm sorry. Like, just like, it just floors me to that point though. Like, for a live show, and like you would have like 4 laptops lined up, so in case one fails, you have your next, and I just look at my work and I'm like,
So-
we have nothing set up like that, and we don't put on live shows. Like, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, like it's
Well-
just it's actually very interesting to see like in different industries what
Oh, for
they do
sure.
for fail safes, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
And I think with live, there's no, like you said, no room. So you
absolutely
have to have that,
so
that
it's
backup.
quite
Yeah.
interesting to
Yeah.
see stuff.
That's
Backpedal a little bit. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the digital interface when you're mixing stuff live, or do you like the actual hardware itself? What do you prefer?
Digital now because it's easy, not easier. There's more things in this computer that I can like with. How do I explain it? Like this room, let's say, would be full of rack gear for a live concert where you're let's say compressing or limiting the kick drum. You need 2 units for that one thing, limiting and compression, and then EQ on top. EQ's on the board. But with digital, it's in the console, so I don't need a room full of this stuff to patch 48 channels. It's in that box. So there is some downsides for digital. Like for one show, my whole console just bricked out on me. It was basically a door stopper.
Yeah. Wow.
When the band was on stage. Lucky it was the opener. My heart dropped. It was
Yeah,
the
of
longest like minute of my life. Because I couldn't do anything. It was still sending signal, but my touch screen was just like, bye. So I'm like, like, what am I gonna? Like, and it was a good minute.
Yeah, which is a long time.
And it felt like 30.
Yeah.
And everything came back and started working again. But like those type of things are like the downside of digital. Like I've been to shows. My friend, she does a monitor tech. I'm not gonna say what show it is because she told me in confidence. There was problems with the Wave plugin. So we have there's Digico console, and then there's Waves plugins, a bunch of Waves, like, kind of like our outboard gear that connects to console. And from my understanding, because I don't deal with it, Waves were not talking to the digital console, and they had to push the show because of that reason.
Wow.
And I walked by the front of house, and this person's pulling their hair out, like, this is like, and it was in a big concert hall. And the show went on because they got it working, but like those type of things with analog, it's just wires and copper, so you can trace lines or power goes out. But with computer, it's
With digital,
if it goes, it goes. Or it's on but it's not connecting. You're like, why?
And you have ever had that where they say the power goes out or you get a power glitch? Like,
I've done I do a lot of, I used to do radios. I used to do a show on Sportsnet 590 at the Fan for 7 years. I had a studio in Oshawa, and it was called the Outdoor Journal Radio Show, and I was basically the Baba Booey of the show. So I was behind the glass mixing the show, doing the thing, and the power just went out.
Yeah.
The power went out, and we had backup UPSs. So basically what happens is we connect from Oshawa to the Toronto station, and the Toronto station then broadcasts us out. Cool. It was pretty cool, but like the power went out. So everything, we're like in the dark. There's nothing going on. Like, we're still live, and I'm like, okay, we have signal. I'm like doing this, like, keep on going. We're live. And then the host is like, are we live soon? So I unmute my microphone, and you're hearing beeps and all that stuff because the UPS is like, I'm ready to shut down. And lucky we had like backup power to do that show. No one would have noticed that we would have been like, we wouldn't have stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun to say the least, eh?
I have other experiences with that, like because it goes through internet, right? So our internet copped out on us, and we have to reset our Rogers modem, and sometimes that takes a minute, and the commercial breaks are a minute 30. That's including the sports break, and we were at the sports break, the 30 minute when it went out, 30 second when it went out, and I'm like, oh my god. So I'm running trying to reset the internet, and I'm like, is this going, and then I'm running to the other side of the building to connect, then we're on air. But it was like, it felt like that 30 seconds felt like the longest 30 seconds of my life.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Man. Wow.
No room for error there, man. Minute 30,
Yeah.
you got a minute to
Seriously.
reset.
And I think when you said no room for error, you're really giving a good insight what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You gotta
like,
be on the
wow,
ball, man.
a
You
minute.
can't, no missteps there, man.
It's
Holy
like
jeez.
my old boss, he was the host. We used to call it where we're skydiving. When we go live, we're jumping off that plane, and we're gonna pull that parachute at the end, but that parachute might not come out, and that's when the power goes out. The internet's like, and then it finally goes out when the parachute finally comes out when I connect to the internet and the show's done.
And by the sounds of it, a lot of professionals behind the scenes can relate to something like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, where you tell like people that have no idea, like a minute, oh, whatever, that's not that long. But when you're in it, like you're saying, it feels like a half an hour kind of thing, right? And you're sweating, you're panicking, like it's just pure craziness.
We had this. So I live in Pickering. And then I'm not sure if your listeners are from this area. They're probably from all around the world. But there's the silly bridge between Ajax and Whippy, right? Where they condense, there's no exits, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like the wall.
Yeah.
So the show's at 10. I usually get to the building around, I think it was 7. No, sorry, 6, because the show's at 8. I eat till 10. So I get there at 6, but there was a huge crash on the 401 right by that area. I didn't know that was going on. So I'm driving and I'm like, I'm stuck in traffic. I can't exit.
You can't do anything.
Oh my gosh. So I'm calling my boss, who's the host, and I'm telling him how to set up, turn on this, blah, blah, blah. I finally pass the crash, and I'm not going to say how fast I was going because I could get arrested for it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's like 7:58. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and there's an old 99 Volkswagen Jetta with an exhaust leak. And I'm just going, windows down, I'm just going. It's 7:59. I run in, like I left my doors open of my car, ran
wow.
in, connect, we're alive.
Wow.
It was like the craziest thing of like, yeah, it was.
It was an experience,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess, eh?
and yeah, he was looking at me like, what just happened?
Yeah. No, it's the fact that, but it's the fact that you were able to do that and improvise so fast.
Yep.
I think is incredible. And it's probably your experience of what you've been doing for so many years of being able to do
Well, driving
that.
like an idiot.
Well, I wasn't going to say it. You did. But I was just going to say of just being able to come in and just go live right away kind of thing. Like,
Well, because
having
he already
everything
set it up.
Yeah.
Like it was like I had everything kind of set up from the night before. Everything was printed, all that stuff, and then basically I told him to open this one file up for our intro music, and then press there's like a big knob to connect to the servers in Toronto. Like press that 3 times, and you should be connected. You should hear the station. In worst case, you just go live with an intro. But lucky, I just ran in.
You just,
Because I usually have a tea. I got a tea from Tim Hortons and a bagel. That's my usual routine.
Okay,
there.
yeah.
Eat my bagel while setting up. So I got that, but it was still in my car. So I just, during commercial
shit.
break, I
Yeah.
ran in. Okay, I'm gonna go close my door now and like make
Yeah.
sure everything.
Make sure
no
my
one
car's
stole
still
anything.
there.
yeah. Well, and it's
Did I put it in park? Or
Yeah.
did I not?
And I think you have to have those things, like your routine, like your coffee or your tea and bagel. Honestly, I think that's so important because it can throw you right off. Not having that can really fuck your
Oh
day
yeah,
up, you know?
100%.
And talking about like live sound and stuff, what about like some of the challenges you have in post production when you're doing, say, a commercial or a movie or anything like that? Like, is there any challenges that you face with that?
Oh, there's tons.
Is there?
It's with the independents. I find what happens is they spend a lot of money on the frills on set. It's like good cameras, good lighting, like all that stuff. And then right at the end, they realize, sound for post sound. And they now say, I have a budget of this much. And it's like slim to none. And then they give me a project and the on-set audio is not good whatsoever. So I'm basically fixing something that could have been fixed on set. But they'd rather a nice camera for that. You know what I mean? And it's that the biggest thing is basically justifying, okay, this is how much I cost. This is how much you're going to get from me from this budget you're giving me. But also all this needs to be fixed. It's a lot of, and some people are fixed on certain, like the premix, and they like that version, but I enhance it, but I don't like the enhanced version. So again, I have to kind of pick and choose what. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Like a weird balance almost,
Yeah.
right? And what do you find? Like, do you tell them to take what cut, or do they decide?
Oh,
what
it's
cut they
all
want?
it's their project.
It's all okay.
Yeah,
So,
so
they
like-
just tell you, okay, we want this cut kind of thing.
Yes, like,
Okay.
oh, I don't like that sound effect you added in. Can you? Yes, that's
All
not,
right.
that's not a problem. It's because at the end of the day, they're my client.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's their project. But it's sometimes the expectation for the smaller projects, that's the smaller budgets. They're the hardest ones to deal with. And then I'm dealing with agency that works with TD Bank, and I do a mix, and they're like, perfect. Like, you're paying me how much, and you're saying perfect after the first revision.
Wow.
It's crazy. And then you have short films that are like revision 25.
Yeah.
And in the contract, I say 3 revisions max.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So I'm kind of lenient. I'm kind of like, I don't want to be like, 3 revisions. That's it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to read.
Well,
the
you
room.
gotta limit yourself because you still have other projects as well too, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but that's
That's
funny.
not your only client.
Yeah, that's not your only client, but it's funny how you go like again with the big corporate events are easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've always taken they're the hardest, and now you're giving us a great insight of they're not.
Well,
For the most part.
For the most part,
For the
like
most part.
there's sometimes like you have the revision 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
With the corporate, but at the same time is the pay is a lot better.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I can suck it up. Like I
Right.
can suck
Absolutely.
it up for that money. Like sure, you want me to remove that buzzing sound because you wanted it in there for revision 1, but now you don't like it.
Right.
Sure,
Done.
mute,
Yep.
send off. Like, give me my money.
Well, I think too with the independent stuff that it's so much closer to the person doing it kind of thing than
Yeah.
a corporate TD commercial wouldn't be as.
It's a passion project. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like
That's a great way to put it.
it's people and it's their own money, right? And they put a lot of money in it. They want to make it sound and look good for putting it in festivals and stuff like that. And I'm all for that. I love for me with Sound Lab, I'm not a stickler on price. I'm not the type of person where it's like, this is my fee. Like I said that earlier, it's my fee and that's how it is.
Right.
But if it's a small production, I believe in that production. That production is going to be big or be bigger. I'm fine taking a hit.
Okay.
So to then work with that person later on down the line.
For sure.
Because it's like you have to, in this industry, you have to build your contacts and your career.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So if you're like, this is my price, and they go away and they end up becoming the next like big director, you're like, well, I'm an idiot.
You just, yeah. So you got to really weigh out that kind of with the pricing and stuff.
Yeah, and like read the read people, because I've had clients in the past where I read them. I'm like, yeah, but they used and then they left. And they never come back to go to the next person. So you have to kind of like read them for the future as well. It's kind of weird.
Okay, no, but you found that balance almost where you can kind of
For
the most
It's like Russian roulette.
yeah. But you kind of have a better sense of from doing it for years kind of thing of
Yeah.
like, okay, this is a good project that I want to take on myself.
And it's a good person.
Good person is passionate about it.
Yeah.
I think that you probably feel the passion from the people when they present it to you.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, okay, you're very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? So, and how do you balance technical excellence with client expectations and their creative visions?
Jeez, you came up with that question? You did?
ChatGPT or big
Actually,
words
no.
there, bud.
I had to use a spell check, but I mean,
All right.
That's interesting. It's hard.
yeah.
A lot of people that I've met in the post world are perfectionists, and I'm one of them as well. Like I'm hearing, it's weird. Like when I dialogue edit, you're hearing the pops, you're hearing the clicks, you're hearing the piercing S's, and you're taking all that stuff out, and then you're spending like so much time on this one part of a scene. And then you realize you're gonna cover that with music and sound effects, so you're not gonna fully hear that. But for us, for us, I'm like, I'm gonna watch that movie 4 years down the line. I'm
Yeah.
gonna hear that bloody S, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
I should take that out. Like 100 years old on my rocking chair. Like, remember that one time?
Yeah, that clicking sound. Well, that was that thing you're talking about, Star Wars thing. Like how you can notice that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the William effect or
The
Wilhelm scream.
Scream.
Williams. Yeah,
Yeah.
William
so-
effect.
William.
Hey, close.
Not at all.
Well, it is a sound.
don't have to
shit
Well, it is a sound effect. So you said effect. You know?
Exactly.
We're William.
Helping you out here, man. They're
man.
roasting you
I know.
out here.
Oh, you know the old
But,
Billy effect?
You know that thing you were talking about earlier? I do listen.
So, in your opinion, what is like the most like film? I'm guessing film and television. What do you think is like perfection? What project or show or anything perfect? Like you hear that sound, you're like, that's like the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Like if you had to. I know that's a loaded question because like, you got to go through your whole catalog in your head, but like
Of like my stuff or just
or
like
just in general, like you hear that, like if you heard something like a movie and you're like, oh man, the sound on that is just perfect.
Ooh. The Quiet Place.
Ooh, that's a good one. Actually,
It's and then I think it's Interstellar.
Interstellar is good.
The interesting part of those movies is like sound design. You have to pick and choose because Interstellar's in space. There's no sound in space. Quiet place. The whole point is to be quiet because the monster's going to get you. Blah blah blah. But the tasteful effects that they add in, like the trees blowing, like the stuff that people don't notice is like added in to the post side of things in the movie, is what gets me, because it's like you can make a killer monster sound, but the hard part of being quiet is you can't actually be quiet in film. So you have to add like those little like hisses and like the trees blowing and the footsteps and like just the simplicity of those, not simplicity, that's the wrong word, but like the sound that sounds simple is not actually simple.
Huh. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, another, on top of that, album, do you think is perfection when you hear it?
Oh. I listen to a lot of ambient music, like one of my favorite, and one of my favorite all-time albums is Brian Eno, Music for Airports. It was done, oh gosh, I don't know what year, but it was all analog synths. So you listen to it in your headphones, and there's like tube synthesizers back then, so you can hear like the tube amps going like, oh wow. It's really like, it's just, I don't know, I just love the sound of it. It's just perfectly mixed for me at least. I'm trying to think what other ones. Let's keep that one for now.
Yeah, no,
Cool, hey, man, cool,
that's
man.
great,
I
man.
already knew that existed. And now
Yeah.
I do. So
Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really, if you like weird music, let's say. It's ambient. It's not like the stuff you hear when you're in an elevator, like the silly, or when you're on hold. It's just really calming. It's in a certain frequency that our bodies like. It sounds probably too hippie, but it's just really. Sometimes I just play it in the background, or when I used to listen to it a lot when I'm sleeping. But it's a really good.
And
mix.
it's very calming almost. So
Yeah.
it's like, I think we all need a bit of calming in our lives.
Yeah.
So to listen to something like that would be amazing after a long day.
Isn't the tone too? It's like between 10 to 13 megahertz or something like that, where it's like calming. Do you know about that?
I don't know I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I don't know the frequencies.
Okay.
I should, but I should.
Well, we'll get into our encore questions. So it's 3 or 4 questions, and it's what are some of the most memorable events that you worked on?
Memorable events, like trying to think now.
Yeah, post or live or anything.
I did this 24-hour event that started, was it Sunday at 10 and ended Monday at 9 p.m.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, it was a crazy one. It was just the event was, it was all tech house. It was with a big name DJ, Denny Tenaglia. And it was just interesting to hear the way he started the night and how he ended the night. I was doing lights and sound for that. And it was a interesting event to say the least. Because what happens on dance floors, drugs and all that jazz.
so I've heard.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that stuff. So that for that show, I was drinking coffee, Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
I was eating a bunch of carbs. Like because I don't touch any of the. I don't have time for that shit. It's
For
not,
sure.
and it's not good. Anyways, I've seen some crazy stuff in
Oh,
nightclubs.
I bet.
That we did last weekend. We did the Arkells downstairs in the basement of 222. It used to be called the Dungeon. So the gold punk venue in Oshawa. They used to play down there when they were first started.
Oh, really?
That's why they wanted to come back.
Oh, that's
So that show was really special because we had a touring act in the basement of a room. It's a 400 cap room, I think. And it was just intimate. You're like, you're basically seeing Max where you are right now. And people are just loving. There's no barricades. Like you're just there with
that's
them.
incredible, yeah.
It was a cool experience to see how everyone see the people enjoy themselves in the building that I love. Just like, it was just a really cool, like the vibe was really good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's some other ones, but I just, those are the two.
Those are the ones that stand out to you the most. And I love that about like live shows, the intimate ones, kind of like that, right? Where you're up close and personal with them. And you look at them, they're real people.
Yeah.
Almost, you know?
they're normal
it seems
people.
funny to say, but I mean, you see like Taylor Swift on a big show, on a big stage. If you saw her like you would at the Arkells, it'd be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It'd kind of really stand out to you and be like, holy fuck, these are actually real people.
One of my another one that just came to mind is one of my first ever festivals I did. It was at Nathan Phillips Square. It's called Irie Fest. And it was all reggae and stuff like that. So I was the monitor tech for Half Pint, Richie Stevens, and a bunch of other reggae artists. And it was just the coolest thing because that was when I first started in the career. So like my mentor, let's call him, for lack of a better term, for live sound, he just brought me in and I've mixed monitors for Half Pint, which is, and Richie Stevens, which is like a really big reggae band artist. And here am I on stage just mixing this band. And there was like thousands of people. And it was just cool because once Half Pint went on stage, and back then weed was illegal, right? And I'm just seeing, I like people watching. I'm a favorite thing, especially in this industry, is people watch, right? And I'm mixing the show for the stage, and I'm looking out in the crowd, and there's these big pools of smoke. It was I'm like, this is freaking sick. Like,
Like you're basically seeing it from the artist point of view almost.
all these little ants. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really
Smoke
cool.
comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You leave with the munchies.
Yeah.
What would be your dream event to work on sound?
Dream event. Well, for me, it would be more film.
Okay.
But I can do live as well. For film, I would love to do a feature film for like Warner Brothers or Netflix, mixing 5.1 or Atmos for these big theater movies, like an action or whatever. That's my dream to build towards and mix for a big theater company like that, a production company. Just because that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
When it comes to live, I don't think I'm fit for tour. Like, I don't think I could do touring. Like, I've met a lot of touring people. My close friend, she tours. She loves it, but you have to be a certain beast. You have to be a certain person, because some people don't even know where they are. Like, I meet front of house texts like, where are we? I'm like, you're in Oshawa, Ontario.
Yeah.
The population is this.
Yeah.
Like, you're this far from Toronto. I don't think I could do that. Right. Because it's just, you're on the road all year long on a bus with a bunch of cool people, but it's like, it's just nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, just even the load in, load out alone will probably just exhaust the shit out of you.
Well, you have stagehands. So like for us, we as our venue, I would book stagehands to help them load in and load out. But you are correct. Like it is grueling. And just you're working at night and then you're traveling during the day. So there's no like, there is downtime, stuff like that. I don't think I'd do something like that. So like for me, where I'm at right now, I love. I would love to do a stadium one day, but just like not one and done, but like only in Toronto.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
I don't think I could travel around Canada. Around the like, it'd be beautiful.
Oh, for sure.
Go, but like it's just
like you said, you don't know
I like
where
my
you are.
bed.
Yeah, you like your own bed. I get
Nothing wrong
that.
with that, man.
I get that. And we were actually talking about that on the way up here, and we were just saying about it's like almost like Groundhog Day. Like every day is the same. You're in a different place, but you're doing the exact same thing every day, and it's just constantly.
And there's different challenges too, right? Every time you walk into a room and the room is like, okay, we are a touring band. You need this amount of speakers. Like you want a line array. Like they have these riders that I get, and they're like, I want at least the system to have this many dB, this many subs. And sometimes you walk into a venue and they don't have any of that. They have a simple Yorkville sound system. And they now have to deal with that and now downsize the show, not downsize, but like mix to the room. And there's a lot of other elements that you have to kind of like, oh, there's only one fuse for the whole entire stage. That's not good.
Okay, yeah.
I worked at venues that have their whole sound systems on one fuse. And then you have the stage on a second fuse. It's not good. The venue I work at, it's great. Like they thought of everything. So that every single fuse, every single receptacle on stage has a different fuse. So I'm not worried about overloading anything. Yeah. It's great.
That is amazing. So they thought about the professionals behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah,
right?
for sure,
Yeah.
man. That's amazing.
You know, it'd be a really cool movie. I was just thinking about, like you were saying, like work on a movie. I think would be really cool to work on would be like a Transformers movie.
Oh,
the sounds that come out of that are freaking dope.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
Can you describe one of the sounds for us? Funny you guys and me. I was gonna try, but I'm like, no, I'll let you.
No,
guys do
it's the Billy effect.
it. No, William.
Sorry.
And what advice would you give aspiring sound engineers looking to get in the field now?
Just get out there. Like I have people that come up to me all the time while I'm mixing. Well, while I'm mixing a show is different. That want to learn, and I'm an open book. I like to. I don't like keeping stuff secret. I find some people in the industry, or in the industry in general, they like to keep stuff near and dear to their hearts, especially in the film stuff. And I'm an open book because I want people. I don't want the same experience that I had when I was like, getting in the industry to be put off with other people. It's just get out there. Like I'm getting emails all the time with Bond Street emails like, "Hey, I'm a kid. I want to not a kid, but like
You're young.
young that
adult,
want to learn about sound. I'm open to come in and like get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm all for that. Like 100%. And I could slowly teach you how to do things. And just be willing to learn and get your hands dirty. You're not going to start in the industry mixing a band.
Yeah.
You're going to be stagehand, lifting 400-pound road cases with more people, of course, running cables and coiling cables to then build yourself up. That's how I started. It's like coiling cables. Like, it's like in this world, over under is the biggest thing when it comes to coiling cables. And if you can't do that and you're doing like the hand
the old school. I could
His
just
body
see
language alone. I loved it. I'm like, I feel that. I get that.
It's a biggest pet peeve for me is when they start coiling cables like that. Because it opens up the wires inside if you're doing it too tight, and you start getting interference. It's not a fun thing to deal with.
Yeah. Oh wow.
But just get your hands dirty.
And I think that's the biggest thing. And like, so when you were saying that, so did someone give you that advantage when you were starting out to get you in there and get your hands dirty?
Yes and no. Like I started working. I got my hands dirty in high school.
Okay.
So I learned a lot there because in high school the teachers are just teachers. They're just like, hey, here's a mixer, figure it out.
Yeah.
And I figured it out.
Yeah.
And that taught me to like do it yourself, right? I had people in the club world that taught me a lot of things too. But a lot of them just get my hands dirty. Like I have techs that work at the venue for smaller shows where I'm like, I'm going to teach you the basics and now I'm going to let you go. Call me anytime. If there's a problem and it's shows where it's not going to be like touring shows, like it's a small local show, for example, where I know that he's going to be fine. Just call me. Like I'm just gonna be chilling watching TV anyways. Like I'm not gonna be like or working in the studio. So just call me as an issue. If they're to that point, I'm not gonna let them go after first time working with them and they're brand new. I'm gonna teach them a bunch of stuff and then let them go and then learn as they go.
Sometimes that's I always find that's helpful too. If you get thrown to the wolves once every now and then, you force you to think on your feet.
100%.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And you have to, and with this world in a small capacity, you have to learn to conduct the room. artists are artists. So like they would, once they set up the guitar, they're gonna start playing the guitar while your ear is right against the amp while you're hooking up the microphone, and it's like you have to conduct the room and to leave the new people that I've worked with up close and personal, and they basically just have to conduct the room. They learn that. They see me conduct a room, and I'm like, no, stop playing. Like, I don't want to hear that. You're gonna be playing a 2-hour set.
Yeah.
Like, please go get a beer or something like that. Yeah. Like, please. Drums, like it's.
Yeah, I was gonna say drummers are the worst. It's always have to hit something.
The professionals are professionals. They don't do that. It's the kids that are happy they're in a venue.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That they just want to wail on that guitar, because they love what they do, and I respect that, and I love that. But also you have to conduct the room. Like I've had techs that don't want to conduct the room. I don't hire them again. I tell them to do these things, but they don't do it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move on to someone else. Just because I don't want. I send everyone run a show, and I want the band on at this time to do sound check, and next the other band comes on for another sound check for half an hour, whatever the case may be. If you are not conducting the room where I'm gonna have the sound check now, these guys are just having smokes, they're gonna still have their smoke. They're done their job. They're done setting up the band, setting up all their stuff. Now, as an engineer, you have to go now say, I need you now sound check everything. So now come down, play a tune.
Okay.
And some people don't have that. The newer kids that I've worked with either learn it or they don't.
Okay.
Or you teach them and they don't grasp it. Yeah.
So it almost sets them apart almost.
Yeah.
You know, the people that really want it and the people that really don't want it.
Yeah, like how I get techs in on my end is I bring them in on a show that I'm working on down in the basement, because it's a smaller room, there's not a lot of more moving parts, so I can then focus on stuff. And I can basically say to them, okay, you're doing sound check, go ahead. And then I watch them do the thing, conduct the room, and see them EQ, see them do that stuff. And then if I know they're a good fit, I'm like, actually, you're going to run the show. Just invoice me. I'm going to go home.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to go home. I'm going to continue watching you, but I'm not going to get paid. But it's a cool thing seeing the new upcoming kids learning and understanding and taking that information. I've worked with, like I said, kids that just don't care. They just want the job to look cool, or they need the money, and you can tell that's why you just can't. You have to move on to the next person.
You gotta cut your loss almost with it and just move on and be someone that concentrate on someone that really wants it. That's where you're gonna put your energy, right? Because it's exhausting training people. It is very exhausting.
100%, especially if they don't grasp it, or they just think they're better than you, and it's like, dude, you just started in the world, and I'm teaching you what I've learned. You can take it, and I'm not always right. Like that's the thing. Like, so if I do it this way, but you do it that way, and it sounds better for you, go right ahead.
Exactly.
I'm just teaching you what I've learned, what I've learned in this industry to help you then do your own thing, right?
No, that's a great way. And I'm the same way when I train. It's like, this is how I do it. But if you want to do it in a better way and you find it better, then do it by all means. But this is what I do. So that's amazing. That's amazing that you're so open and willing to help these people that want to come into the industry. I think that's very important. And I think a lot more professionals should be like that. To tell you the truth. So just the ones that really want it. I think they should be open and willing to help people train. So that's amazing, man. Well, Stephen, this has been absolutely incredible. It's such a great insight into like sound engineering, post-production, everything that you do at soundlab.ca. And I think it's just incredible. I can't say it any other way. And what you do at 44 Bond Street Event Center.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on that yet.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. And check out events there, because there's so many events that are happening there. And Stephen does sound there.
Yeah, we have multiple. We'll do a quick one because I'm not sure how much time we have.
No, for sure.
We have it's Bond Street Event Center, 44 Bond Street East. I always mess it up. I think it's
East. Yes.
If Nick's watching, I'll be like, dude, why'd you mess that up?
Yeah.
It's a multi-venue, so we have 3 floors. Main floor is main stage. It holds 1,200 people. We have a full acoustics rig. It's a touring rig. It's a beautiful rig. And then we have a upstairs a restaurant. We have like basically the whole point is you go upstairs, have something to eat, have some drinks, come downstairs, watch a show, go back up there for the after party or go to another bar or whatever. Then we have another basement venue called 222. It's the old dungeon. A lot of people, Psalm 41 played there. Arkells, Flatliners.
Seen Alexis on Fire there too.
I think so, yeah. A bunch of them.
Yeah.
And that's more of a more intimate space. And then we have a caf, like a cafeteria, like a Starbucks, let's say. That's open 7 days a week, 8 till 5.
Yeah.
You can just go there, do some work, and chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. They actually got me on mochas. I never had a mocha before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So he's like, try a mocha. I'm like, okay. I'm there every Friday for a mocha.
He's there
almost.
every Friday for
That's
a
my
mocha.
treat. That's my
Yep.
treat.
I didn't know that.
He
Yeah.
treats himself every Friday to a mocha there.
Yeah. So
That's
they
funny.
turned me on to mochas.
So Ashley probably
yeah. Incredible, man. I
She
love them.
makes good drinks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I got like chocolate sprinkles and all these like delicious stuff on it. But I won't go on about that. But yeah, try a mocha there because they're absolutely
can talk
delicious.
about that
We can talk about
later.
that. Yeah, later. Trev's usually the one, he's behind the scenes
Yeah,
now. So
you
he's the
want
one
me to
that's
hit
like,
the button?
move on, move.
You
Yeah,
want me
the
to hit
button.
Oh,
They got
shit, there we go.
Okay, let's keep going.
Mochas.
yeah. Let's
Talk
even-
more about mochas. How
Yeah,
much were they?
Let's get behind the scenes of how a mocha's made.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe on
just
another
drink 'em.
episode. Yeah, I just drink them and they're delicious.
Just YouTube it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But Stephen, thank you very much for being on EIB Chat. You're always welcome back. And take care, man.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
being
having-
our
Thanks for
first
coming in.
in studio
Yeah.
guest too. It was great having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
right.
It was nice. It was great.
Yeah, man. We'll
Hope
catch-
I gave you guys some good information. Like,
Oh,
I can't remember what I talked
absolutely.
about.
This is everything in between. This is everything in between.